to a final stop. Hey MX, what's going on? Hopefully the mic is working out okay. How are you doing? Well, that's how mine started. Well, and in all honesty, the landscape, the original landscape, I didn't make. So like the sculpting of, let me see, give you an example real quick. So take away like all the vegetation. Um, Most of the sculpting that happened here when it comes to the river and the placement of these little doohickeys along the side, that came from this package called the Forest Environment Set, I believe. So, I can't claim that I did all of it. I did the rest of it, like, angles and, foliage placement and, some of the, admittedly pretty badly at the moment, terrain painting. But yeah, originally it was not necessarily all mine, so I can't claim that. But, um, but I turned it into something that I liked. And, um, the reason I did that is because I was able to use the same kind of sculpt and like duplicate these landscapes. So I just link them together, so I don't have like one single landscape that I have to like sculpt, which maybe not be a bad idea. I'm not sure. I haven't noticed a decrease in performance, but yeah, maybe it's not the best thing to do. So yeah, um, don't beat yourself up. It's always everything is a work in progress. Like I went through so many iterations with mine when it came to um, oh, thank you. Um, so many iterations when it came to like placement of these larger rocks and terrain, some more of the terrain sculpting. Like how do I want to place all these pieces to get to here, and have alternate routes to get to here as well. And like the plane crash sites were kind of also on my mind as far as where the plane could crash at the beginning of the game, and now the routes that the plane is gonna take as it flies in to its crash point. So yeah, it's definitely like the thing I like about it is that I kind of do things as I wanted to do them. Probably it's not the standard for like um, like how a game company would do it, but hey, you know what? It's a hobby. So yeah, so what I want to do then now is kind of finish the roads that link to the town. The town is not going to be accessible in this game, part of the game. But yeah, I'm trying to make it so that um, you know, it either ends in a tunnel that, of course, you know, is not gonna, it's gonna be blocked off, or a bridge. And I'm thinking more of the tunnel because, you know, kind of with the bridge you expect to see something past it. So with the tunnel, you know, it's a kind of a rock of, or like a big rock. The only problem is that I need to figure out how the river is gonna flow. Maybe it's gonna just go this way. I think that might be easier. So when you fly in, maybe I'm gonna change the flight path. Maybe I'm gonna keep it this way. And it's just gonna fly over the little mountain here. The river kind of comes from that angle. Let's actually do that real quick, just as because it's pretty simple. Just to see how it might look. These giant cliffs from Megascans are like so awesome. I love them. And of course now the only thing that I'm using for Megascans is the normal for the detail. Everything else is using the same base and normal, which, you know, is gonna cut down on texture memory a ton. So yeah, the river might come from this end. Let's make this one a little small because it's pretty ginormous. I might be able to use some of this little mesh I made some time ago for the tunnel entrance. I think that might look alright. Maybe I'll just have to make it a little bigger, but just to put it in place. Just gonna need to fix this little road here. Yeah, one of the things that I've played around with is kind of one of the, I wouldn't call it a baddie necessarily, but a kind of a baddie assistant is this drone that's gonna be patrolling during nighttime, like the forest. So since at nighttime there's gonna be less patrols, I mean less human patrols, but there's gonna be this one drone that if you want to see it, let me know. I can show you how that works. But yeah, I wanted to have something that looks not necessarily menacing, but it's, you know, it's a presence of that you got to be mindful of. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it turned out okay. I mean, there's still some terrain features that I want to add, like a little bit more verticality. There's some areas that are a little too flat for my taste, but I mean that could easily be achieved with one of those really nice rocks or cliffs. Yeah, though sometimes with these gigantic rocks, it's kind of, you kind of work at it to like find a place where it can blend in a little bit better with these meshes. So maybe something like that, and maybe I can just fake this out so that it's kind of like so. I don't like this one, it's a little too tilted. That might be a little bit better. I think I'll take that. Yeah, I mean the thing about it is if you like I have this shader that I created some time ago that it's very big. I mean I think there's Quixel has an equivalent of it, um, but that basically this itself is the only thing that's using from the actual mesh is that um, the normal, so it gives the detail, and everything else, this base color and um, the normal, I'm using throughout my entire map for all my rocks. Of course, once you put in you know, different, maybe some different values for darkness, and maybe do a little bit of desaturation. They're gonna look slightly different. Um, and um, and yeah, you know, you can play around with the power of the normal and the detail intensity. Because like with this one, if you look at it, and this is like the not the high poly mesh. You can probably use even like a lesser LOD. But with this one, like if you take away the, this is how it normally looks without that details. You know, once you throw in the detail, that's where you get everything in. And um, you know, in my view, I kind of like them better like this because, you know, having that same base color, you know, that right now it's tiled at 10, but you know, so for example, if you tile it at 2, you'll notice that it starts to become pixelated, so that's why I have it tiled pretty high. But yeah, you don't really notice the repetitions of it, you know, due to how noisy the shape is. So which is really cool. So now I can probably like scooch this road off a little bit because it's and maybe I'll just get rid of some of these meshes alongside. One of the things that I think definitely helps with these giant rocks is having something at the bottom, so it doesn't just, you know, whoop, like terminate that way. So what I've been using is also from Quixel, there's these Nordic beach rocks. Again, the only thing that it's still using is the I'm just using the normal, and that normal you can bring it down to 1K or 2K. So, but you know, combining these rocks with these little granite rocks that actually have the same thing going on. Let's see. So, you know, grabbing, I actually have a couple of these Nordic beach rocks that I'm using. This one's actually kind of versatile. I kind of like that, the shape of it. But once you use that, you know, at the bottom of these, you know, maybe make it a little bit bigger. You know, that cliff face doesn't just end up, it looks like there's some debris that came off of it. So I think it definitely helps quite a bit. And then so actually that's if you probably need to add a reflection sphere or like a reflection box. That's what I have. So all these like reflection boxes here. Not sure if I can hide them, but see, it just looks pretty not necessarily very shiny, but it's still whoops, that's not what I want to do. But this is how it looks, you know, using the reflection spheres. So that definitely adds quite a lot. And I'm probably gonna need to redo some of the these didn't really update their positions. I need to resimulate some of the procedural vegetation. So let's see, maybe just save it real quick. And also, excuse me, it could be due to, well, so that would be one of them, but make sure the, so besides that, make sure you have some proper values for your roughness in your vegetation shaders. Those are also really important. Yeah, and the other thing, another mesh that I've been using and I really like from Quixel. Let me fix this real quick with the trees. I think these are like some mid trees. Let me see which one's this one. 5. I'm not sure. Oh, that's for dimensional area. Okay, so I think it's this one. Number 4. Yeah, and I mean, do you have me on Discord? You can reach out to me on Discord, and you know, we can try and maybe take a look at it. Yeah, so as I was saying, let's take a look at you know, adding some of these kind of fallen rocks, you know, by the side of these cliffs. So this one is working out really nice, and let me see which one was the other one that I was using, and this one is actually also the second one, just to add a little bit more variety, because it's got some different shapes to it, different boulders kind of. So I think these look pretty good at the bottom of these cliffs. And yeah, so I said along with that, I'm using one of these kind of not that, but these ones, some granite rocks, to just kind of place them somewhere around here. Let's do something a little bit bigger. Maybe even up to 6. The only thing with these is that, you know, it's like kind of the terrain is if it's not flat enough, it doesn't work out so well. But yeah, you can always use another one of these that just make it a little smaller. Like that, you know, it doesn't, like, the rock doesn't look like it's just completely cutting off at the bottom here. You know, something like that. Alright, so I think that might be what I was looking for as far as this road ending into that tunnel. Hey, Bookie, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you. Well, it's been a while since I last streamed because I've been like doing um, some life things, So it's been time consuming, but yeah, it's always good to come back to this. Well, so the finishing, hopefully it's gonna be before then, but I'm hoping that uh, this year I'll have like an alpha build with some very basic stuff. It's not gonna have the whole gameplay in it, but I'm hoping I'm gonna have a little bit of um, definitely the entire level, the entire world, because I'm somewhat close-ish to to finishing that. And um, the combat is in place. A bunch of the AIs are already in place. They're not so dumb anymore, so they will actually attack you and um, or shoot at you depending on the distance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely. Thank you so much. And so, I mean, if any of you want, I can show you some of the like the little drone enemy that you're gonna encounter, and how the AI of the other enemies behave. If you let me know if you want to have a look at that. I can take a quick break from the level design here. Yeah, the story is pretty much done. I mean, like the story, uh, that one has been done since kind of the beginning. There were some minor things that I just kind of thought about adding, like the drone was something that I didn't think of it at first. I had something in my mind about that, but it wasn't fully fleshed out. But yeah, the story and a bunch of like the dialogues I have planned are done. So hopefully I'll be able to find somebody to do the voice acting. Um, One of the main helping NPCs is you're gonna encounter her in the bunker. So hopefully, I think I might know somebody that might be able to do the voice pretty well, and something that I can afford as far as budget as well. So yeah. So that's the main thing that I'm doing right now is I'm tying all these areas together, and as far as a little bit more design work would be like part of the mansion interior. And I'm not sure, I think you guys might have seen some of the mansion interior. If you haven't, let me know. I can zoom into that. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean that could be an idea for one of the um, like one of the other characters, because like the one that I'm talking about is a woman character. So yeah. So I was talking to a voice artist, and I did get a pretty nice sample from her. So I might just ask her if she can do a full set for these dialogues. So I think at least for the kind of the pre-alpha build that I'm planning, that's definitely going to be there. So you interacting with her and maybe doing one or two small missions. That's what I'm hoping for. The world is actually getting kind of big. It is so kind of that. So all these little plots are about 200 by 200 meters, and once you combine them, there's going to be another linkage happening over here between these areas, and there's going to be another plot on this side that's going to link into the cave system that's going to go around to this to the mine. So it got sort of big. I mean, it takes me a little bit of time to walk it. If I was to do it with the characters. So let me see. Open level blueprint. Let's not make this as. Oh yeah, I mean, by the way, this is kind of how it looks. I'm not sure if I've shown you this already. This is how it looks when you start the game. This, I mean, whoops, and that's what I was talking about. I need to figure out the. This is like the the initial trajectory that I had for the plane, which is kind of bad, but yeah, it's all based on a spline, so um, I can adjust that quite a bit. Uh, well, I mean, hours of play. Hopefully, hopefully there be some play. I can't put my finger on a specific number of hours, to be honest with you. Um, there's going to be some kind of little side missions, so I guess those could be time consuming, and navigating the world might be not extremely time consuming, but a couple of the missions, especially like um, there's gonna be a farm off to the side here that this dirt road links to, and that will involve a mission. Um, I kind of took some inspiration from not sure if you guys played Hitman, like Hitman, one of the latest ones that they had a like a guerrilla faction that was holed up in this kind of farm type environment. So so that's definitely a little bit of inspiration that I'm taking from there, as far as having that and that tying into the story a little bit. And of course, the mansion is going to be quite a bit time consuming as well. Getting to it and how you get to it. There's also like the alternate routes. That's one of the things that I wanted to have, because you can either take the forest, you can take the cave to get there, or kind of the alternate routes through the forest. Like I was saying, you can go this route, and so the mansion. Actually, I think I've hidden the mansion level. Let me see, where was that? levels. Alright, so yeah, there's also this area here, which is where the mansion is going to be. And the mansion is going to be in this hole. Let me see if I can turn that on, at least part of it. Right, so this is part of the mansion. Right now I've kind of prototyped it with the Quixel assets, and of course stuff needs to be sculpted around it to fit it. And let me put in one of those box reflection thingies, just so that it's not this really horrible outdoors shine. And I think this one actually relies on some of the interior lights, so I mean interior reflection probes. But yeah, the mansion is coming along. I've managed to get a decent variety. Oh yeah. Like the mansion now has pretty much most of the areas that. Well, I mean, not all of them. It's not complete, but you know, where was the rest of this stuff? I thought I was showing that. I'm thinking it must have been on a separate layer. Anyways, so yeah, I've tweaked a bunch of the Quixel assets so that they fit into, because I mean they're nice. They fit together, but they fit together on a one level kind of scenario type thing. You know, yeah, you can put the stairs up, but you can't really access and like climb up the stairs. But now you can, so you can like you know, navigate this entire place. You know, the doors are working now. And yeah, there's some messed up lighting around here that I need to fix. But yeah, so also the AI has been I've worked on it quite a bit. Yeah, this looks so bad. I need to you know, once I bring it in. Oh, actually, maybe I think I know what that might be the issue. 1 second. It's not it. I thought I had like multiple of these sky blueprints, but not. It's got to be something else, maybe related to post-process volume that I didn't load. But yeah, so yeah, and the other thing is having because this is like I'm not sure if you recognize it, but it's the mansion, the Albert mansion from Decagon. And which is a really, like, I love this asset because, you know, it's already pre-built. You know, the scale is almost there, and you know, tweaking the Quixel assets to work on the interior. Like for example, this I think works out to the point of actually maybe on this side might be a little bit better yeah. So the underground, if you're referring to the lighting, the underground. It's not difficult once you just use post-process volumes. Those work out really nice. Right, so yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do is especially like this, which is this kind of bay window type thing to make it work with the Quixel mansion assets. And you know, it's also part of prototyping. I might end up using these, but if I don't, I have some assets that I made myself for like the interior walls for these that I mean, I don't want to spend the time in tweaking those to work to these, but at this point I have everything as far as scale goes and arrange or placement, and you know, like stairs, as far as stairs go, as far as walls, as far as doors, as far as door frames, like the door is actually interactable, and once you interact with it, you spin the knob and just the door opens, and it works with, it has the door frame in place as well. So as far as like all the interior assets for the mansion, everything is in place. It's just a matter of, or everything exists. It's just a matter of placing them, and and they seem to kind of work out pretty well with the exterior walls, which is always a pain. So so yeah, maybe there's going to be some areas that are not going to be accessible just because of how the exterior. There's going to be a door, but it's locked. So there's a room there, but you don't really know what it is, and just so that I can make it work with the exterior. But yeah, so this is kind of the rest of this. So that because like this level was hidden, so kind of the rest of the environment, and so yeah, the way to get to this place is you can also there's a cave system through here that you'd be able to access. So you'd be able to come this way through the caves. And yeah. So as far as scale, this is pretty much everything is unhidden right now. This is kind of the scale, and of course the surrounding areas. So let's see, I might want to make this road a little bit straighter. It's kind of like a little awkward. Nice. Um, you mean, oh, it's probably because of the mesh. So if you take a look at the mesh that you're using for um, the mesh they're using for the spline, maybe that is offset a little bit. Like the pivot point of it is not where the actual mesh starts at. I I would check that, and I'm not sure why I'm getting the these in here. Weird. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully that's it. I mean, I don't think I've run into that issue because I was using a mesh that was already done before. So, but hopefully that fixes it for you. Yeah, I mean, the texture is fine. It's just um, like if you have an offset in your if in your mesh, like off of your pivot point. Hey, Novaes. Yeah, no problem. And thank you so much. Hopefully, I'll do more streams in this week. The only problem is that work during the day, and then I try to stream at night, which I think a lot of my not sure how many of my subscribers are from the U.S., which might be more of their time zone. But yeah, thank you so much. I mean the weekends I'm gonna try and do as often as I can. It's um, it's again a matter of these damn time zones. Yeah, I like it. I like it warm. Yeah, this is the part where I wish some of these would be just kind of closed meshes, because it makes it pretty hard to like kind of finish it off over here, but let's try it this way. Yeah, I think I'll take that. Yeah, and I mean, if you ever have any questions, let me know during the stream. It's the snowy environments are actually pretty fun. I actually did a I'm not sure if this still works, but with I've turned my my shader into actually having snow, and I'm not sure if this is still gonna work. Hopefully, I just saved, so hopefully it's not gonna crash the engine. But let's see if this one's still. I'm curious myself if it's. Oh my God, there's like a lot of shaders to compile. I should have stayed in my lane, but yeah, snow is actually a lot of. I mean, it's a lot of fun to do, like the snowy environments. Definitely fun. But I can't remember if I did something for the vegetation as well. I think I might have. Let me see. Maybe at least for these trees. I can't remember. I've gone through so many shaders that yeah, unfortunately I don't have them. But I was playing with the with the with the snow on the shader that I made some time ago, and actually I guess it loaded already, so it's not, it's not exactly snow, but kind of. The bad thing is that it doesn't have the um, like the meshes themselves. I don't think I have the snow for those anymore. Well, so footprints is kind of interesting, because what I did for footprints is I was playing around with them to leave footprints in like mud surfaces and stuff, but I ended up I ended up trying to do decals. So wherever it has what they call is a footstep, and it's an anim notify, right? So that you add to your animations, and then when the foot actually hits the ground, or if it's at its lowest point, that's when it generates a decal in that location. But I kind of it didn't really look so good, and I had to like figure out decals for different surfaces. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll check the marketplace and see if there's anything coming out. And so yeah, the footsteps. I mean footprints. That's how I did it with those anim notifies. And it's pretty cool. I think the ALS, the Advanced Locomotion System, has an anim notify already for the sounds. So I just tacked onto that, and I also use that to do the rest of the sounds. Like on different surfaces. So that's also kind of something pretty cool, because it's based on an array of sounds. So if it's like surface number 1 is gonna look at index number 1 in that array, surface number 2 is gonna look at index 2, and so on. So if surface number 1 is mud, the sound number 1 in that array is gonna be some kind of splash type sound. So yeah, this is No, it's because you asked. This is it's pretty bad. It's like a just a covering of this surfaces here, and yeah. Let me turn that off. It's probably gonna complain. Oh, actually, I guess when you turn it off, it's not that bad. Well, so actually, let me see. Maybe I still have. I know I was playing around with. I can't guarantee that, but I was playing around with a level that had snow in it, and so everything was. Yeah, maybe I removed it. So, um, I don't think this is it. I think this is something from. Let me open this real quick. Um, my you can either use like pixel depth offset. I guess this is not it. Oh, what a bummer. I wish I could remember where that one was. So you can either use, you know, like pixel depth offset to and hopefully the stream is still going. Um, so pixel depth offset to help with the blending, or you can do runtime virtual textures. I actually made a tutorial some time ago on how to use that. No, I can't. Like I said, I can't remember where this level is from, but it's just kind of horrible. And well, yeah, no problem at all. I was hoping that I could show that because it was like the way I did it, and it's actually pretty simple. And let me see, maybe I can turn it on one of my meshes. Let me just go back into my persistent level. And I've created a really simple addition to my shader for dirt, interestingly enough. And let me see, I'm not sure if this one still has it. Maybe I turned that one off. So what the dirt was doing was actually adding I think it was based on work position, so that combined with you were able to control the angle of how this dirt was applied to the mesh, basically applying snow, if you were to think of dirt as snow. And that was working out pretty nice. Let me see, because now I'm like intrigued, because I really like that level that I was working on. Let me see, do I still have any of that? I think it's in a different, maybe in a different shader than this one. This one's just kind of the detail shaders. So let me try this one differently. Rock Nordic cover. And you know, I can quickly show you how I did that, and maybe that will help you with kind of giving you an idea of how to apply that dirt slash snow surface. So let me see, is that the master regular? What I'm hoping is I still have that option in there. Yeah, I think I do. So what I'll do is, let me do this stone with its original textures, like the ones from Quixel. And this one normally when it came from Quixel looked like this, right? And a normal, let me apply that normal to it as well. There, so this, I'm not sure if this was Quixel. I think this might have been actually Paragon, one of the Paragon assets. So let me see if I can like turn on the dirt with this and see once the shaders compile how this looks. Hopefully it still looks like I expected it, or like how I remember it. Let's see, almost there. Yeah, so this is kind of very basic snowish type of surface. And let me see, do I have any, I have some settings for the dirt apparently. Yeah, so there you go, just kind of doing a little bit less. I was thinking that I had something for it, and I guess the rotation doesn't really work so well. But, you know, the fall off can also help with the amount of snow you have on it. And I believe since it's like world space, it is, you know, you can do it at a different angle. So yeah, I guess the fall off initially was pretty good because it was a little more, so, you know, kind of a little bit like that. So yeah, once you blend this in with that little, like I was showing with the with the terrain that had the kind of the same thing applied to it, it's this is how what it turns out to be. So let me know if you want to see quickly how that that was added to the shader. I can show it to you. So you know you can combine a bunch of these. I guess I went a little too far. You know, something like that, for example. And of course you can increase the amount of it. And you can add, you know, normal and I think even tessellation to this if you so choose to, so you can really tell that it's a different surface. Right now it just takes the normal from the rock itself. So yeah, not sure if you're still on the stream, but if you want to see it, let me know. Alright, well, so this is part of the road, and man, if some guys from civil engineering would see this, they'd be like freaking out. See if I can like straighten this out a little better, or at least make it a little rounder. I think that might do it, or right-ish. Cool. So I'll just add some guardrail to kind of fit this in with the rest, and throw a couple of rocks on this little edge here, and I might just use one of these guys because this one was pretty kind of edge-like shape. Yeah, so I mean, it's actually really simple. Once you take a look at it, maybe um, you'll kind of see what I'm referring to. So basically, um, it's just a word align blend. Not sure if you have this, but I was just showing you this. You can pause if you watch the video later. You can pause it and take a look at what I have going on here. So this is basically what how I'm blending between these. And don't worry about this section here. This is just some error from some time ago. But yeah, dirt and cleats fall off, and you just slurp it, and you have a little switch parameter if you want to turn it on and off, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. And the more I look at this road from like high above, it looks doesn't look bad, but it's just that I want to straighten it out a little bit. Maybe I'll just can I delete this? No, I don't want to delete that, but let's straighten it out. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. Alright. So, let's see about placing one of these over here. That is if I can. Yeah, I think that might just work. Yeah, I'll take that. Alright, and trying to close that off. Maybe I'll just use the same one. Alright, like a glove. I'm good with that. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some cleanup going on, especially when painting all this vegetation. There's stuff like going all over the place. But what I wanted to do is actually I'm gonna do another one of these. Actually, not that one, but this one, because it's got a wider top. Just to cover this area here, because it's all barren, and I really like the rock features. There we go. So now the thing that I was kind of looking forward to is simulating some vegetation. Oh, and actually I need to put some on this side here as well. That way, kind of also helping to tie together the two landscapes. They're different heights or different positions. There we go. I need to fix some of this stuff here where they need to come together. guess maybe for this one I'm gonna use one of these other shapes that I have. There we go. That might just do it. Alright, I think I'll take that. Once you add in the vegetation, let's see how that looks. And also, I guess I need to fix this over here. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's throw something in here to cover this. Maybe one of these guys, because it's got a really kind of an open back. That's kind of a weird shaped rock, but I guess such is nature. If this one didn't have these gaps, man. Alright, let's simulate some vegetation. See how this turns out. I think that covers everything. And on top of those rocks over here. And let's do static mesh as well. Need to clean up that road. Let's do that real quick. Alright, and I can do some of the rest of that offline. I do not. I tried it. I didn't like it. Plus, you have to pay money for it. It's so what I use is some of these trees are actually from a package called the procedural forest, I believe. And the pine trees, this is a combo. It's a trunk that I made from Quixel, from one of the Quixel trunks, and then the foliage is the foliage from a package called the forest. So yeah, there's a bunch of Frankensteining going on, so to speak. But to me, it worked out pretty well. You know, I'm sort of happy with the vegetation combination currently. Well, so they are like the trees are pretty high poly. I mean, this one does. I definitely don't have the proper LODs on this one, and these are, yeah, I can tell you they're pretty high poly. But you know, overall it's not terrible. Like I think, for example, right now in this scene, let me see how many polygons do I have. I have a lot. Wow. But this is something interesting about this count and the draw calls, because once you're in game mode, this is not what's actually there. I'm not sure how these are done, but if I was to go into game mode right now into kind of a similar scene, let me see, blueprints, open level blueprint. Let me just not make sure that is in dev mode. So yeah, like right now it's right around 6-7 million, which is, to me, is kind of ballpark where I want to be, in around 2,000 draw calls. It'd be great if it could be a little less, and again, I'm still a little far off from the optimization that I want to have. Yeah, this one goes a little higher because of those mountains that have no LODs. Like these rocks that I got from Quixel, I tweaked and I just didn't do the LODs on them just yet. So yeah, that's what's odd to me. Like in here, yeah. See, once you go out of game mode, the draw calls just shoot up, and it's not really accurate. I guess the polygons are staying accurate at this state, but the draw calls are like going up to, by almost 8,000, 800 to 1,000. So yeah, not entirely sure how that one's happening, but it might be due to some of the other windows that are open in my, currently by Unreal. Um, my thought, at least. Yeah, definitely. These trees are pretty high poly at the moment, and again, I think the LODs I think I've done like one LOD on them, which is, yeah, it's not how it's gonna end up being. But I was trying to get some kind of pine tree that I liked, and nothing out there was something that I liked, and that's what I ended up doing with grabbing the foliage, which was nice, and then doing the trunk myself from one of the Quixel trunks. All right. Yeah, I mean they look nice. They definitely and they perform pretty well. I mean um, I think once I throw in some LODing on them, they might do even better. Um, and and I might actually do a couple more of them that um, what was I gonna say? That have different because the forest pack has quite a few of these layouts for the foliage, or I might just use this tree and remove some of the branches, and then kind of uh, do a different trunk so that it looks like it's. I actually did this some time ago. It's actually kind of cool if anybody's interested. Hopefully I still have it in my shoot, do I still have it? Where I actually created a skeleton for the trunk, so that way you can do stuff like this where it's like twisted, or um, and you can like pose the armature in such a way that once you parent it properly, you can do stuff like this with it, and um, that was a lot of fun to do. So you got to be careful, especially when you do the weight painting on these, so that it's not stretching out or nothing. But yeah, so this was, like I said, the trunk from Quixel, which I because like the trunks are really short, so which I ended up doing so that they're you know the size of a tree, and then the foliage from that the forest package on the marketplace. Because again, like I said, um, the canopy of the tree was amazing, and also the branch textures. And I think I might have, if you want to see how that tree looks, I think I might have it somewhere if I can recall correctly. Let's see. So you can kind of get an idea of how it looks in engine. Let's see, it might be this one. Yeah, so it's definitely not perfect. Like kind of around this bend is a little odd, but if you want to throw in like kind of a hero tree here and there, which is like kind of just bent out, or growing out at an odd angle, and you know sometimes what I've seen, they grow in like these type of like a bunch like this, so you can do some kind of interesting stuff with it this way. But with the procedural foliage placement and some of the other varieties of trees, I think you should be all set. That was just me having an attempt at seeing if I can add some. Yeah, definitely good on a cliff. That's actually a great thought if you were to do that. And the regular ones seem to look okay. I just didn't spend enough time on this to actually bend it so that it's more, contorted, more like twisted and stuff like that. And I think one of the other ones, the other meshes that I've used from Quixel and I think fits really well into the forest is this little pack of wood. Let's see, maybe let's do daylight here. It's a little darkish. But yeah, so this type of this little thing from Quixel is also very. Is one of the things that walking through forests, especially like some of these northern forests, you will see a bunch of wood debris, and this one was kind of cool just because of it's a kind of a bunch, kind of bunched up together, so that looked pretty nice. Alright, so let's get back to where we were, and that was somewhere around this this road. So I'm gonna continue, just add before I sign off here for lunch. I'm gonna be doing a little bit of the electrical poles and and some of the railing. I want to see how the railing might look. So what I'm gonna do is yeah, maybe it'll be better if I just keep the vegetation. It's a little noisy, but I just don't want some of these to run into trees and stuff. Like, what happened over here. And I guess it just did. Alright, that seems to be looking pretty good. Let's see how the railing would look. And I thought I had some railing added somewhere around here on a spline. There it is. Oh, so it's interesting that the points of the spline can also use, if you hit end, they get placed um, on the surface that they hit below them. So let's try that. Oops. Not sure if this is like the best idea to use spline for these, or the mesh itself might be even better, but I wanted to see how this looks. Place a little bit of a vehicle in here. Oh, holy bananas. Why is that so large? That's better. That looks like a roller coaster. I'm just gonna delete them. Alright, let's try this way, see if this one might work a little bit better. Problem with these is like the scale of it, so let's see if we do 100. that didn't work too bad. I don't think. It's kind of decent. Now this is one of the things that I was kind of talking about with having some vertical areas. Yeah, I think I can dig that. Alright, sunset looks decent, overcast. Nighttime seems to be looking pretty good. Morning, sort of okay. Okay, I think that might be good. So I'm gonna be signing off for now. I'll try to do another stream later on this afternoon, or at least my afternoon. It's 1 p.m. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys in during that one. Maybe we'll do um, some interior stuff. So I'd like to do some more work on the mansion area, and so that would be. Let me see if I have that. Da, da, da. Hey, thank you, MX. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next one. And where did I have my mansion? Stereo assets. Hey, too, Sam. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, the thing I wanted to continue on in a later stream today would be the mansion area, just to get some more of this area, some more of the interior finished off, and move closer. All right, well, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully I'll see you on the next one. All right, take care, everybody.